Canto 11 Part 2, Chapter 25, and this is called the three modes and beyond. Yesterday we had done a certain portion of this chapter based on the faith which is connected to the three modes, that is Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. Then the type of food that is to be eaten by the three kinds of people, that is those who are on the Sattvic part, and then the Rajasic and the Tamasic. And finally we had done something about happiness, the different kinds of happiness felt by different kinds of people in the three modes. So we are doing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Part 2, Chapter 25, Three Modes and Beyond. This is verse 30. Therefore, material substance, place, result of activity, time, knowledge, work, the performer of work, faith, state of consciousness, species of life, and destination after death are all based on three modes of material nature. So what are the things that we have done previous to this is about faith and place of residence and so on and so forth. Now what is he saying? Well, Krishna says over here to Uddhava, material substance, place, result of activity, time, knowledge, work, performer of work, faith, state of consciousness, species of life and destination after death are all based on the three modes of material nature. So let me give you an example of couple of things over here. So you will understand how this individual substance, individual object changes from every mode of nature. That means from Sattva to Rajas to Tamas. Let us take the first one, material substance. Now material substance can be anything in this world. Let us take for example a simple form of a vehicle. Now think about a person who is on the Rajasic mode. What will the Rajasic person own? Or would you like to use it as a form of transportation? He will say, I want to use the best aircrafts. I want to have my private jets. Okay. He will say, I will use, if he is going by train, he will travel by first class or by some, private coach. If he is traveling by, say, let us say land transport or air transport or whichever form of transport, he will use the best mode that is available and the classiest one. What happens to the Tamasic person? A Tamasic person is a lazy kind of a person. He is not interested in doing anything. So which form of transport does he take? He says, whatever is the easiest to achieve. I just want to sleep and go. So he may buy a first class ticket also and sleep the entire flight. Can you imagine that? The moment he goes inside, he switches off everything and is fast asleep. Or if he is going by train, he just wants to go to his coach wherever it is, and there is a place, where his berth is. So he'll put down the berth even in daytime. In India we have this, you can bring down that entire berth and go to sleep. So you will find that he starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, he will put down his berth and he will go over there and he will be fast asleep. And he will say, Mera station aayega tab main utega. You understand? When my station comes, I am going to get up. So such a kind of a person is Tamasic Guna. So see, the material substance, it changes. Then you take another one. Now we come to the Sattva Guna. The Sattva Guna uses the easiest form of transport which comes to him easily. That means if he has to go by train, he will take the simplest of the form of transport that is available. That means he may take a ticket to just sit in the compartment and whichever that is available to him, and he will go. He will not have too many hang-ups about it. He's not going to say, I want to go to the first class, I want to travel like this, I want to... Funny part is, when you are traveling from, let us say, a shortest distance. The distance between Chennai and Bangalore is so small, 4 hours. People want to go in the first class, AC over there, and they want to have 2 meals over there in 4 hours. बोला breakfast भी लेगा, lunch भी लेगा. If it is an evening train, he says afternoon tea, evening tea, and then I will have dinner also. Dinner, even after having dinner, they are waiting for the ice cream to come. बोला Amul ice cream आएगा. You see, Amul ice cream comes, so I am going to eat Amul ice cream. Yeah. Raj and Brito will understand that better. From Chennai to Bangalore, you get Amul ice cream. The same issue is there for all these people. They will, the best of the person, the Rajasic person definitely wants to travel this way. Tamasic person, like I told you, the moment the train starts, he is fast asleep. And somebody next to him is gathering all the lunch plates and stuff like that. He'll say all that packet which comes, they will all gather for him. When he wakes up, sir, this is yours, take it and go. Now, so I hope you understood how material substances differ from person to person. Place. What is the kind of a place this person prefers? The person who is in the Sattva Guna will prefer the simplest of the places. That means where there is not much complication. If he is staying in Haridwar or Rishikesh, or for that matter even let us say Varanasi, he will just go for a one-room tenement which is rented out. Let us take Varanasi. Varanasi is a place where people go to die, no? So what is the point in buying a house over there? Point number 1, correct? If you buy a house, you will anyway have Jai Ram, Sri Ram one day and go into the river, correct? So there is no point in buying. This fellow who is going over there, he might have paid for the entire month, and in the 15th day only he is taking his switching off. What to do? So can you understand that? This person knows that life is so short that he is not bothered about owning a house. He may stay in a rented place, and the smallest place, he is not going to gather stuff. He is not going to say, oh, this is my drawing room, so I need to have 4 sofa sets over here and one. You understand? One, just now you were talking about that big television which LG or somebody has come out with. I want to have that 80 inches television. No, he is not interested. Sir, 80 inches television also is not sufficient for you to, float into the river. So what is going to happen? So this person is not interested in gathering those kind of things. So Sattva Guna person has got minimalistic way of acquiring things. He is not going to acquire anything. He knows that one day he is supposed to go. Yeah, if you leave the television behind, there will be 4 people who will fighting over it. You know that, no? And all that karma is going to come to you even if you are dead. Yes, even if you become a ghost, these 4 guys are going to put all the karma onto your head. Because you died and you left behind that big property and we are all fighting. Isn't that what happens? Huh? So, Sattva-guna person is not interested. A Rajoguna person will say, oh, I want to have the biggest house. To kya ho gaya? So what is the big deal? I am going to be there only for few days. So what is the big deal? I want to have a 7-star facility over here. Best food, best this, best that. Sir, best food goes from here and goes out from another place. Okay? It doesn't come out as 7-star food after that, right? So what is the point? He says, nahi bhai, baju mein jaake chole bhature khayenge, You can go down, Bruto will remember, you can go down and have that little, that katori and 2 puris. Puri sabji, that is all that you need. Yes, after that you have loose motions is a different story. Because you are eating from the roadside with all those masalas in it. So loose motions are common and guaranteed. But of course, don't worry, if you live for a little bit longer, then you will get used to those germs over there. Now clean Ganga, instead of clean Ganga, clean stomach. Okay. So, place. I hope you understood about the place also where you stay. Now the Tamasic Guna person will say, so, Varanasi. Okay, I will go and stay over there. Well, you pay for it, okay? I am not going to pay for it. You pay for it. When I wake up, I should have my meal. Chitti, jaake khana leke aana tu. This kind of a person is purely like this. He is not even interested in getting up, cooking or doing anything for that matter. Okay, what kind of house he is staying? बोला वो घाट के बाजू में ही रहेंगे तो अच्छा है ना. चल के जाना पड़ता है. So this guy is tamasic guna person is exactly like that. Result of activity, time. Let us take time. For a person is in the sattva guna, knows the importance of time, works exactly the way he is supposed to. Very simply, in his world, he knows there is no time left. You know how much we waste our time every single day arguing with anybody and everybody. You know, you will be dead tomorrow. And then what happens? You don't have any clue. And this is where you have to put a full stop to that, waste of time. There is no tomorrow. You can be dead just this moment. So what is this that you are gathering for? We try to acquire stuff. We think that, tomorrow I will do, day after tomorrow I will do, after that I will do. But tomorrow, day after tomorrow. So the Sattva Guna person does it right there and then. Because he understands that there is no tomorrow for him. What does the Rajoguna person does? He is very casual in his approach. Casual in his approach for time. Actually, he has got a timetable. He has worked out a timetable. And his timetable he has written. I'm going to do this at this time, this at this time, this at this time. And then what happens? Things don't happen the way they are supposed to happen. And the person gets upset, angry, shouts at every other person, blames the whole world except his own self. This is the way in which they waste time. Because it is easy to blame someone else for the waste of our time, isn't it? But if you knew that there was going to be a problem, any which way you should be ready for all the problems, correct? So why not do it yourself? Why bother about others? If you do it yourself and in time, then you go into the Sattva Guna. You got it? You are graduated to Sattva Guna. But if you want to hang around in the Rajo Guna, then you should start, you should make a list of people whom we can blame. And keep that list ready so that, today I will blame this one, tomorrow I will blame this one, day after tomorrow I will blame this one. Finally, in the end, your work doesn't get done. Or a Rajoguna person will make everybody dance to his tunes and spoil every other person's time and will use the time onto himself or herself. So, and what about the Tamasic Guna person? Sir, tomorrow, day after tomorrow. Tomorrow I have to go somewhere. He is not even thinking of doing it. He is thinking of how you can delay the process, not do it. I am not involved. Somebody else is involved. You see, when you pass the files in the government department, you know how it works, no? Sir, vajan, the weight on top of the file is not there. Even if you keep a weight on top of the pile, of that file of yours, you keep 1 lakh rupees on top of it, that person will still say, sir, next week. And you go next week and he says, sir, what happened? That paperweight went away from here. My boss came and took it, Now I need another paperweight. And it never happens. 6 months, 1 year down the line is still going on. And after that, what happens? One day you go to work and then what happens? Oh, he got a transfer, He's become a boss now. He's become a boss. You see, you get transfers and you become a boss like this. How to waste time and become a boss. The time wastage, the way in which you respect time, will tell you which guna you are in, whether you are in sattva, rajas or tamas. The kind of work that you perform. The performer of work, the one who, this is very interesting, performer of work. Person who performs the work in the sattva guna will do the work and move ahead. He just does that job and moves ahead. He is not waiting for that. A person who is in the Rajoguna will say, I did it. See, I did it. Then what happened? You are not saying anything about it. How is it? Is it good? The person is waiting for accolades, is waiting for somebody to praise, and is waiting so that the whole world acknowledges it. So in YouTube, you will want to have 10,000 likes before you move to the next video. It's not a done thing. So if you want to move, you have to move right there itself. Don't wait. A Rajoguna person will want to wait, is looking out for somebody to praise, and just imagine you don't praise that person, then what happens? So there is a problem there also. Then we come to the third kind of a person, a Tamasic Guna person. Okay? For him, performance. Last night I had gone out. I did not have time to do. When I think I have the time, I will do it. Sir, you are never going to have time. Why? Your sleeping time is much more than your doing time. You are anyway not going to do. So then what happens? Tomorrow I will definitely do. So the performer is always dilly-dallying, procrastinating, keeping the work for the next day and the next day and the next day, and doesn't perform at all. So which guna do you think you want to fit into? You decide. The species of life. See, I am just taking things at random over here. There is faith, there is state of consciousness. State of consciousness I will do last. Species of life. What kind of species of life does this person, who is born? Please understand, the person who is in the Sattva Guna may be the poorest of the person, may be in the poorest of the families. But he is clean, he is neat, he is perfect in his work. He prays to God, he is always absolutely in time, he is absolutely like a person to go to. I want something done, I will go to him. A Rajoguna person is born in a rich family, has got a lot of money, knows how to use his power, whatever that is, whatever God-given qualities that are there, he uses it or rather misuses it. Why should I do this work? I'll get it done from somebody else. So his way of doing job in this world is completely different. So species of life is also important. And what about the Tamoguna? Did I not say pig? He's like a pig. First, you go and look at his bed, it is never made. You know what he says? He says, yesterday I slept in the same bed, I am going to sleep again today. So why should I remove the covering also? It's not important. Washing? Sir, washing I can't do because you see, if I wash it, too much of detergent is used, too much of water is used. You see, I am very good at saving water and detergent. I should not use it. Deodorant? That's a waste of money, Anyway, who is going to come and smell me? Wow. So you can understand, if I say a pig, it doesn't mean actually physically a pig. The person is behaving like a pig only. So this person is like the worst kind of species in life. Okay. हम लोगों का हिंदी में, we have a word in Hindi, it's called dukkar. I hope you understand, it sounds better than a pig, right? And then destination after death. I think we have already done destination after death. The person who is born in the Sattva Guna definitely gets a better womb the next time. Person who is born in the Rajo Guna goes to the demons or goes down in the hierarchy. That means he becomes poor or goes down to the lower levels. And the person who is in the Tamo Guna, what happens to him? For him, he is going to become a devil, for all you know. And then maybe an animal of the worst order, worm. So this is how the person reaches his destination. O best of the human beings, all states of material being are related to the interaction of the enjoying soul and the material nature. Whether seen, heard or conceived within the mind, they are without exception constituted of the modes of nature. So, all human beings all states of matter are related to the interaction of the enjoying souls and material nature. Now everybody is interacting with everything. So suppose you are a person from the Sattva Guna. Do you think you will want to go to a place in the market and eat a batata vada which is fried n number of times in the black color oil that is there? No. He will always eat fresh. He will make it at home if he wants to eat a batata vada. Make it at home with fresh ingredients and with fresh oil and eat it fresh. Got it? So even the substance which he is associated with, a Sattva Guna person is always associated with good stuff. The house is good, the place is good, the food he eats is best. Best doesn't mean in quality, okay? In what do you call that in terms of value and all that. 10,000 रुपए का एक बटाटा वड़ा नहीं खाएगा वो. Got it? His food stuff will not be coming from some fancy restaurant in New York City. Right? He is going to be making it at home and eating it. A Rajoguna person? Don't ask me. Even the plate which he is eating will be imported from some other place. He says, because I eat only in these kind of places. Okay, his cutlery will be different. His potato vada is going to come from maybe England or America or something. Oh, these potatoes that I used in this are made in Peru. Peru has got 300 varieties of potatoes. I have used the red color one, the pink color one. Acha, pink color se kaun sa dusra potato vada banta hai? I mean, I'm sorry, I'm speaking in Hindi, but today is a Hindi class, so you have to agree. So, this person is interested in, oh, the onions have come from another place. You know the chilies? And the oil? Sir, I use the best palm oil coming from Malaysia. Palm oil coming from Malaysia? Yes. I am a 7-star restaurant. One day I went to a 7-star restaurant and I had chicken over there, and for the next 4 days I was having food poisoning. In Goa only, here, nearby, there is a 7-star hotel. Yeah, I had food poisoning. And I asked the F&B chief, I said, sir, what oil did you use? We use the best imported palm oil from Malaysia. I said, very good, congratulations. In India, we don't believe in palm oil. You see, we use only groundnut oil. So 7-star restaurant, fancy food and all that, yes. But this is what the Rajoguna is. You see the things that he is associated with, got it? And then we come to the Tamoguna. अरे बाजू वाले से लेके आना, गंगूबाई बनाती है बाजू में वो बटाटा वड़ा, उधर से लेके आते हैं, और वो भी मैं नहीं लाएगा, तू लेके आना. But the person is saying he can't afford 10 rupees. He is telling his friend, you go and get it from nearby place, yaar. And then when it comes, na, I say, he's fast asleep, okay? You have to wake him up. Tera batata vada aaya hai. You know, your potato vada has come. Will you wake up? Just keep it over there, man. I want to sleep. And this person will eat it the next day. You got the whole gist of it? So his association with objects and things is also different. A Tamoguna person associates with everything tamasic in this world. Whether it is his house. You want to know about marriage? Do you want me to talk about it? See, a Sattva-guna person will definitely marry a person whom he thinks, is a devotee of God, those kind of a person who will get up in the morning and they will go to, do the work together. I cannot say nowadays, wife savere utke khana banayegi. Sabse pehle to yesterday ek ruling aaya hai, yesterday there was one ruling, by the way, Friday. And that person had filed a case for divorce against a woman, his wife, for 14 years, I think. And the judge ruled, your wife is not there so that she can get up early in the morning and cook for you. By the way, this is the ruling now. So this person says, but see, my father and me agree that we got this girl in our house so that she can cook in the morning. She can get up first thing in the morning and cook for us. And so that woman argued and she said, I am also going to work. And we should share our work. And the judge also was kind enough to allow that to her. He says, yes, you also work hard. So you do one thing, You cook for yourself and you take it. The funny part was he didn't say those words, but you see the way it was put across, the whole world is thinking. So coming back to our story, this person, even in terms of marriage, he will want a good partner, a decent person who is not used to different kinds of, wrong habits and stuff like that. That means normally people who come from the Sattva Guna. Sattva Guna do not have bad habits for that matter. They don't have any kinds of bad habits. No smoking, drinking, womanizing, all those kind of things. They are very focused in their world. They know we are come in this world to do a job, work, be a very happy, couple and lead a life, which is decent enough. A Rajoguna person will say, arm candy. You know that arm candy person? Bala, aaj to tu hai na लाबुटेन पहनेगी. अरे लाबुटेन पहनेगी. अरे लाबुटेन से किसी को मार नहीं सकते. You understand? You can't use a labutin and slap somebody with it. Can you? No, you can't. For that you require Kolhapuri chappal. That can hit a person very hard if you want to. Just now I should turn the camera to Chitti Babu. Fast asleep, I think. He gets chilled to the bone. The AC is facing him, So anyway, you will have to edit this. No, he's awake. Okay, coming back to labutens. So did you understand this person is interested in fancy stuff? Why is he interested in fancy stuff? And the woman that he marries, I should not say it, but you know that great actor who has got white hair, handsome guy, huh? You see the arm candy that he has, somebody from the United Nations and something like that. I don't have to name them. I think you understand. So, such kind of a person. He is more interested in that, good show. So what happens? Well, that kind of a person. For a tamasic guna, कोई भी चलेगा. Sir, मेरे को तो एक ही चीज से मतलब है. I am only interested in one thing. बाकी I am not interested in the rest of it. खाना बनाया नहीं बनाया मेरे को क्या पड़ता है, बाजू से लेके आ सकते हैं. You see, there is food courts, no, down there. Food courts. I can go to food courts, and it does not matter. So, this is the association which everybody has, and that is the reason why he says human beings, material beings, the states of material are related, and the interaction is also equally like that. Interaction with these components for everybody is exactly in the same way. The same reaction from a Sattva Guna. Let us say when the Sattva Guna meets a principle. Now let us assume that this person has made some mistake, maybe. So he will go, a Sattva Guna person will go and apologize to the principal right at the spot. A Raja Guna person will say, principal किसने बनाया तेरे को? Who has made you principal? Me. You see, you are my principal. Don't come and tell me what I should do. Do you know who my father is? My father is the minister over here. A Rajoguna person talks like this to the principal. Tamoguna will say, sir, what punishment you will give? You will tell me to write something 100 times. Hey, idhar aa re. Give the work to somebody else. They say, after you complete, you give it to me. See, this kind of a thing. That means all three are different. Their interaction is different. Entirely with the material nature. Their interactions is completely different. Everybody, Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, they interact with the universe in the same way. The way it is. Whether seen, heard or otherwise conceived within the mind. Even in their mind, they think like this. Well, in terms of devotees or in terms of disciples and in terms of, let us say, a guru. A person who is in the Sattva Guna, he will bow down to the guru, will do the namaskar, will sit there quietly. I'm sure you remember, if you have, those who have read the Ramakrishna Paramahansa's book, will remember a person who will sit over there quietly, like Latu Maharaj, Adbhutananda Swami or Sivananda. But what about Rajoguna? When the master is saying something, he has to argue. He is never going to keep quiet. He has his own point of view. Vivekananda. He has to argue on everything. He has his own way of looking at the world and doesn't agree on anything. Tamasic guna person. Has the satsang started? Okay, fine. Is there a place behind the bed? I will go and sleep over there. So this person is already drunk. When he came inside that for the satsang also, he is already drunk. And he will look for a place where he can go and lie down and fall asleep. And after the satsang is over, he'll get up. Satsang is over? Okay, now I have to go home. So these are the three kinds of devotees you get. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, all three. The third one was Surendra, by the way. So, without exception, within the mind, they are without exception constituted of the modes of nature. They themselves, their own constitution is also like that. They live in the world like that. They are associated with the things like that. So, if you are with the Rajoguna, you are going to be associated with those kind of things only. But remember, this chapter is about three modes and beyond. The three modes, how are they intermingling? Everybody doesn't have one guna. Everybody has got 1, 2 or mixture of 3. Some people have 1% of sattva guna, 90% of rajoguna and 9% of tamas. Okay, some people are like that. And some people have 0% of sattva guna, okay, 10% of rajoguna and 90% of tamas. This permutation combination, like we have a DNA analysis, no? We should do one analysis of every individual. Maybe I should start that analytical lab over here. Then I can say, oh, you're from this. And give a certificate at the end of the day. Sir, I am the best tamasic person in the world. So if you want a job in a tamasic world, yes, you can get. O gentle Uddhava, all these different phases of conditional life arise from work born of the modes of the material nature. The living entity who conquers these modes manifested from the mind can dedicate himself to me by the process of devotional service and thus attain pure love for me. These different phases of conditioned life. Who conditions the life? The conditioning of the life is done by you yourself. Who conditions it? You. How do you condition it? Do you remember why you get angry? Do you remember why you are upset? You see, when you were a kid, your parents never lifted you when you were angry. They let you cry over there in bed. Why were you crying? You wanted food. And nobody around over there to listen to you. So naturally, you were getting very angry and upset. And that carries on as a tendency in life. Somebody molested you when you were a kid. You are always afraid in your life later on. These tendencies you build up yourself. If you are used to snatching other people's stuff from school, there are lots of children who pick up stuff, somebody's pencil, somebody's rubber, somebody's this, somebody's that. They are used to these kind of things. And when they do it, what happens? They are used to snatching things away from people in their life later on. So who has developed this? You yourself have developed these tendencies. Is it easy to overcome the tendencies? Of course. Kleptomania is one of them. Kleptomania, picking up things which do not belong to you. So you go to a store, pick up things and walk away. You go to somebody's house, pick up things and walk away. Can you overcome that? Of course you can overcome that. Nobody says you can't overcome. But these are tendencies. Tendencies are acquired. They are acquired in this life and some come stuck to you from your past life. Like if you are born as a worm, can you change it? No. So if you are born in a family which is like a pig family, can you change it? No. You cannot change your family, but you can definitely change the way in which you live in this world. You don't have to emulate someone who is a horror story in your life. Don't. Can you be good? Of course. So this is what he says. Different phases of conditioned life arise from the work born of the mode of material nature. So your whole material nature is molded the way it is brought out. See, they say, no, the whatever you are is reflecting on your parents. Correct? If you are an arrogant person, does it not reflect on the parent? They must not have taught you. Do you remember the first line that I said over here when I started this topic? When you were crying in the bed for food as a baby, nobody gave you. So the parents were there. They should have given you food. They should have kept you, fed properly. So many a time circumstances around you also develop your nature. The company you keep. Suppose you go in the company of all drunkards, then what will happen? You will also become a drunkard. People have said, I don't drink. But do you know alcohol evaporates in the air? And if you are sitting with 4 people who are drinking, you are also drinking. You see, when you can do passive smoking, can you not absorb alcohol in your blood by passively taking in those alcohol fumes? So if you can passively do smoking when there are 4 people smoking, your skin is also attracting that nicotine. You use nicotine patch. You don't have to use your nostrils for that. You can use a nicotine patch and the nicotine is absorbed in the body. If nicotine can be absorbed in the body, don't you think alcohol and every other thing cannot be absorbed? So physically also and mentally also, if you are in the wrong company of people, you are going to absorb their characteristics. So you have the right to stay away from this kind of dangerous people. So stay away. Be good to yourself. You want to be a successful person. Do you know there are lots of these groups of successful people? In Silicon Valley you have, why do all these people come together? Because they can grow in their life. Isn't it? All the investors, they form a group. They will meet every week. Why? Because they are only interested in growth. They are interested in making money. In the same way, those who are interested in spiritual will come together for spiritual. And that is the reason why they say keep the company of the holy in spiritual. So that you will flow in that direction. Even if somebody else is talking on spirituality, it is entering your psyche, it's entering your mind. Maybe you don't know it is going inside. And that is the reason why the living entity who conquers these modes, manifested from the mind, can dedicate himself to me by the process of devotional service and thus attain pure love for me. So did you understand this line? Here it says, now just the way you keep company of all the drunkards, you will end up being a drunkard yourself, though you may say, I don't drink. You will finally end up at that point. Suppose you keep a company of all the murderers, naturally you are also going to become somebody like that. If you are used to eating non-vegetarian food or killing animals and all, then you know those people who go to Africa and shoot the wild animals? Some people have got 10, 20, 30 guns with them. For what reason do they have so many guns? So that they can shoot. So when you go in the company of all these shooters, wherever, whichever jungle that you are going, are you not being a part of that? All the doctors, are they not together? Right? You see, when the doctor is there, now I used to go to the doctor's, canteens, where they normally meet. The restaurant that is there connected to the hospital. You see, when they are talking to each other, do you know what they are talking? The anesthetist is saying, my case is there. You see, I want you to be there. They are working out a pattern how they are going to do their cases. Which case they will take when. And they are also talking about the patients. So if you sit in their company, you will listen to all these things. Now if you go in the company of musicians, you think you are going to hear something else or only about music? You will hear about music. So this is how you develop companies. This is how you develop your knowledge. If you go with knowledgeable people, don't you think your knowledge will grow? But if you go with wrong kind of people, then what happens? The wrong habits are absorbed. Your tendencies go wrong. Everything goes wrong in this world. And this is the reason why you have to know what company you have to keep. It's very, very important. On top of it, if you have to move towards the Sattva Guna, then you know the kind of living that you have to live. I have a couple of students in my world today. Do you know how they live frugally? They have 2 or 4 pairs of clothes. They don't have any furniture. They don't do anything in this world. They sleep on the floor. This house, I was telling Chitti, I said, Chitti, next time when we have a house, we are not going to have any beds in that house. The reason is because the floor is there. Like I am sleeping on the floor for last so many years. Does it affect you? No, it doesn't affect me. Frugal living. But then why should you then waste the money on life which is worthless? Gathering stuff. There's no need. So how you develop your life is very, very important. Scientists, they have their own forums. They read their scientific journals. Do you think they read Playboy magazines? No, I just imagine one scientist. He's having one Scientific American and inside that there is one, Sir, that doesn't happen with those people, no? In the same way, please understand one thing. Recently we were hearing so much about, I think yesterday was Oscar or was it one of those days. You see, if you are going for Oscar, you better have good clothes on, isn't it? Otherwise you will get, the worst dressed person over there award. Would you like to have that award? Or would you like to have the best dressed person award? So naturally you have to try the best. And by the way, how many people want to try the best? Everybody wants to try the best, see? So then, do they have the money for the $10,000 suit or something like that? No, they don't have. So they have to borrow it. Somebody somewhere is going to give them. And then what happens? They can't own it also. Right? So this is what happens to all these people. Finally, look at them. They are used to a particular lifestyle, they cannot get out of it. Even if they don't have jobs, there is a very big problem in their world. So if you listen to all this talk till just now, understand one thing for sure, that you should keep the company of those people who are going to benefit you for your own development and growth. Don't get involved with people who are not going to give you any growth in your life. This is in the physical world. And in the spiritual world, keep company of the devotees. You see, if the devotees are singing song, you will also join in it. Do you know if you go to a club, what happens? If there is a loud music, ding check, ding check, ding check, all that music is going on, what happens? You also start swaying to it. Right? There was a celebration going on 2 days ago over here. And people were celebrating Holi, that, with the colors and stuff like that. And what happened was, the music was so loud, I could hear it. And I was doing something in the kitchen. And I started dancing over there, okay? See. So, and Chitti was having a call with Brito. So and Chitti was laughing and Brito is asking, why are you laughing? Guru is dancing over there. That was a song from that Tiger film. Okay. So, it's a Salman Khan number. Naturally you will dance. Correct? So think about it. If you could dance in a club or for this kind of a song somewhere, your body starts shaking immediately. You start humming also the song, isn't it? Now think about it. It is something completely different. This fellow has got chilled. So now think about it like this. If you are listening to bhajan, and the same bhajan, and the same bhajan going on in my car. Pandit Jasraj, of all the person in the world, is singing the same old Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudeva. From Goa to Bangalore or from Bangalore to Goa. Would you like to change the car? Okay, what I mean is very simply this. When there is the songs of the Lord that are going on, you will get into that state of listening to those songs constantly, and you will start humming them. मेरे जैसा नहीं बोला टाइगर जिंदा है का गाना गाते हैं अरिजीत सिंह. So you will sing songs which are godly, which are devotional type. The music that you hear, everything in your world will revolve around that devotional aspect of the Lord. So this is what Krishna is saying over here. The living entity who conquers these modes. Conquers these modes means overcoming those tendencies of yours. When you overcome the tendency of yours and you conquer that particular mode of your lifestyle, you may be staying in a very fancy location and all that, and yet you have very simple views of life. You wear simple clothes, you look simple, and you are in the Sattva Guna. So such kind of a person who is now understanding that he can change himself, manifested in the mind. Everything goes on in the mind only, isn't it? Does anything go anywhere else? I mean, think about it. All mind talk, isn't it? Everything is mind talk. Can dedicate himself to me. So this person can dedicate himself to me. We have done about dedication previously. You can think of a person and do a job. You see, how do you think of a person and do a job? Now there is a husband, wife and a child. The husband is thinking, about his child. That is the father is thinking about the child. And he is working really very hard. He's thinking about the family and he's working very hard, isn't it? So he says, I work for my family, I earn money so that they can have good lifestyle. So this is called dedication to that particular cause. Those who collect money for, all these donations and stuff like that, don't they do it for a particular cause? They say, I am collecting old clothes for charitable purposes. There are lots of poor people in this world who will wear them. So can you please give some old clothes of yours? Do they do that? So you are doing it for a cause, you are dedicated to it. So here see what he says. A person can dedicate himself to me. I am Krishna. Dedicate yourself to me. Do the job which I have brought you in this world to do. Be nice, kind, compassionate, loving, caring, helpful, humble. All these qualities you can definitely develop. Be a nice person. Help this world. Look at this world around you, which is just nothing but my extension, my own extension. And then, by this process of devotional service, when you are doing this for me, you are devoting it to me, then what will happen? You will obtain pure love for me. The love will come to me, and then I will give that love back to you. You know how two lovers they live? They stay together. Have you heard of the stories of, Heer Ranjha or Laila Majnu? Even when they were dying, they were only thinking about their beloved. These stories are important for us to remember and know that When you can have a petty relationship in this world and just think of that petty person, why can you not think of Krishna? So now I'm going to give you a small problem, to solve. Think about it in your mind. This is a problem I was discussing with Raj in the morning. So what was that issue? I will tell you. Think of yourself as a bottle. You know a bottle? You have the bottle of Kinley, EVN and all those. It contains water. Okay? Now, this water, where it has come from? It's come from the clouds as a rain. It is fallen in some ocean, sea, land, whichever place, a lake or whatever. Someone has gone and collected it, filtered it, distilled it, all those kind of things they have done, and then put it inside one bottle. This body is the bottle. The body is the bottle. Water is the divine, supreme divine. The water inside the bottle and the water in the river, lakes and all those other places, see, that is called the Jeev Atma when it gets put inside that bottle of yours. Can somebody come and drink it? Think. You have kept one bottle of water over there in your office, and your friend comes, opens the bottle and puts it to his mouth and drinks it. Cocks it and keeps it away. One person drinking from it. Is it okay with you? Two people come and drink. Three people come and drink. Four people come and drink from the same bottle. Would you like to drink from the same bottle? When you are not willing to drink from the same glass that is served in a restaurant, when other people might have drunk from the same glass, touching it and you can see it with your eyes, will you drink from that bottle of yours? No. Now let us say that bottle, I will wash it very nicely with, all kinds of rin, this, that, all those things. Even, put it in an acid, wash and give it to you, clean and give it to you. Do you think you can drink water from that? After 100 people have come and touched it and drank from it? Do you get the point? The purity is what we are talking about, isn't it? The purity of the mind, body and soul. We are so much bothered about those petty things called a glass of water which is drunk by somebody else. And with your own life, why do you want to waste it away like this with people? Think about it. The water that is inside every human being, that is the Jiva Atma that is inside every human being, is coming from one source only. That is the divine. The bottle is a part of the universe. That means it has come from the universe which is owned by the divine only. 5 elements we said. Now think about it. Why are you so much bothered about it? Why not allow 100 people to go and touch it? And why is it you're so focused about that one person only? When you think about these questions, you will understand that how important is it to be in the path of sattva. How important it is to be on the path of spiritual, how important it is to be purity. When you do not want your own bottle to be used by somebody else, your own water, your own body to be used by somebody else, is it not important to be pure in this world? And purity comes by not only thinking, but behaving, staying properly, and to move towards the sattva guna is very, very important for every human being. We cannot have bad thoughts. Bad thoughts creates bad situations. They can spoil you, isn't it? Your tendencies can go wrong. Just now only I told you, if you are in the wrong company, you will become wrong. So why do you want to do that? So why not be pure, nice, and good in this world? The question is very deep, isn't it? How would you like to live your life? There is God inside of you. Live your life with perfection. Try to be as pure as you can be. You are that bottle which has to be absolutely like a Ganga water. Purity. This is what you got to be. Be pure, be kind, be compassionate, be loving. Be that Sattva Guna person and always be dedicated and devoted to the Divine Lord. And then, when you are pure, you will attain that love of the Lord that you have. You may say, I don't see the Lord, but don't worry about it. Why are you bothered about it? Everything comes from one source only, no? And if these books have been written thousands of years ago, somebody must be talking sense over here. In this entire satsang, did I even say that you should become bad? No. I only said that you can be good. And everybody can move towards this purity in their world if they can think good stuff. So be good, be kind, be compassionate, be loving. Be from the Sattva Guna. Keep good company. Think about your own progress. Think about your growth. Think about what you can do in this world and serve the purpose why you are here. Don't waste your life because there is no time left. Today is the time. Right now is the time. So just go and spend it very constructively. Life is very short. Okay, so I am not going to give you a closing statement. This is my closing statement. So I'll thank you for the beautiful, cake and all that you have given. And I bless all of you all. Be good. Be your good self. Bye.